When human beings think of wild animals, we often think of lions, tigers, elephants, and other large exotic animals that live far away from us. Those of us who live in cities may be fooled into thinking there are no wild animals where we live. The truth of the matter is over our heads, literally. Birds, completely wild and free, birds are experts at sharing the human habitat. They simply take the higher half, the skies and treetops, while we go about our business on the ground, often unaware of their existence. One of the most beautiful birds that inhabits our neighborhood is the northern flicker. This flicker is probably no more aware of the traffic noise in the background than we are of his calls. But if we listen and look, we might spot this medium-sized bird of the woodpecker family, one of the few North American woodpeckers that migrate. Northern flickers live throughout the United States, with two subcategories: eastern yellow-shafted flickers with lemon-yellow feathers on the inside of their wings, and western red-shafted flickers. This is a male red-shafted flicker, shown by the bright red bars he has on either side of his face, that a female flicker lacks. On cold mornings, flickers, like many other kinds of birds, warm themselves by fluffing up their feathers. This provides insulation, much like a down jacket. Humans have a similar response to cold. It gives us goosebumps, of course named after a bird. The hairs in our skin stand up, just like a goose or a flicker's feathers do, creating a small bump on our skin. Woodpeckers are, of course, known for pecking wood. There are several reasons why woodpeckers peck. One is to find food. It is believed that woodpeckers can hear their prey moving beneath the bark of a tree. This bird is a relative of the flicker, known as a downy woodpecker. When woodpeckers sense larvae, ants, or any other insects inside wood, they start to peck in order to get to them. Once they penetrate the bark of a tree, woodpeckers use their amazingly long, sticky, or barbed tongue to catch those insects. Flickers, however, mostly forage on the ground, eating mainly ants and beetles. Pecking provides not only food, but also a home. In the spring, flickers excavate their own nests in diseased or decaying trees, pecking away at the wood until they have a hole large enough to live in. This tree has been damaged by bark beetles, making it an ideal location for the male flicker to use to prepare a nesting site for him and his lifelong mate to lay their eggs in. This location is high off the ground and will keep their young safe from predators. The house finch's favorite habitat is the human town, where it enjoys the trees, lawns, and backyard bird feeders. The male is pretty and colorful, with its red head and chest, and the finch's song is particularly cheerful and pleasing to the humans who create its habitat. Thus, humans and the house finches have a mutually satisfactory relationship. Bird feeders are like fly-by fast food restaurants, provided by humans and are greatly appreciated by our feathered friends, especially when snow covers their usual sources of food. This pair of finches has a regular dinner date at their favorite bird feeder. There are other benefits of living near humans. Here, a female house finch has found an excellently soft, fluffy piece of dry lint, perfect for lining her nest, along with other more natural backyard materials. This pair of European starlings has taken it a step further. In searching for the safest place possible to build their nest and raise their young, they have decided that this dry vent comes with not only lint, but all the latest conveniences, including a door flap, that no cat will ever get through. All is going well for this modern couple until laundry day, when their cozy abode is suddenly and unexpectedly filled with a loud roar and a warm breeze. Perhaps sharing a dry vent was too much to expect. Perhaps they will have more luck with the neighbor's dry vent. Starlings, like many other birds, participate in bill wiping, where they repeatedly rub their beak on the branch of a tree. It is not completely known why they do this, but it is believed to help clean and shape the bird's beak. Starlings like to sit on the tops of trees and make their many calls. They imitate a variety of other birds' calls as part of their musical display, with their neck feathers ruffling as they vocalize. One reason we fail to notice the birds around us is that nature has cleverly camouflaged many of them. This quail bends into the pile of sticks it is sitting on. Unlike other city-dwelling birds, quails spend most of their time on the ground. They even nest on the ground. But males, like this one, like to find an elevated spot from which to sound their mating call. This is a female. Quail are elegant birds, well dressed in beautifully patterned feathers. Their unique style is topped off with a jaunty, comma-shaped plume on top of their heads. Quail are much more fond of walking than most birds. This one is trying to take it up a level by walking on a slippery plastic pipe. However, if threatened or faced with an obstacle, quail will explode into flight just long enough to get out of reach. One of the most charming little birds is the black-capped chickadee. They are often found chirping in backyards. Do you recognize their call? If not, it is probably because they make over 16 different sounds, each with a different meaning. The Eurasian collared dove gets its name from the black half-collar around its neck. It is larger than the average urban bird, and is lovely with its graceful form and white feathers. Collared doves have a distinctive, mournful three-part call. Doves like to socialize in pairs, and you will often see two of them together on phone wires, fence posts, and rooftops. Dove couples do everything together. The male finds possible nesting locations, and the female chooses the best one. The male gathers the nest material, and the female builds the nest. Both parents incubate the two eggs and feed the young chicks. One of the most common and easily recognized urban birds is the robin, well known for its red breast and its lovely sky blue eggs. Robins do well in the urban world and can often be seen pulling worms from well-kept lawns. The robin is the iconic early bird that gets the worm. And in fact, robins do eat different types of food depending on the time of day. Earthworms in the morning and more fruit later in the day. This robin is enjoying some large, tasty berries which he is determined to swallow whole, even if it leaves a lump in his throat. Robins are one of the first birds to reappear at the end of winter, and are welcome harbingers of spring. During the winter, robins live in flocks, but as spring approaches, they pair off to nest. This female is carefully building her nest, preparing the best possible place to lay her eggs. But the tree she has chosen is a coveted one. A male that is not her mate is eyeing the yard. Her mate and the rival mate duel each other for this prized territory. They start by sizing one another up. Their interaction can at first appear playful, but male robins will sometimes fight to the death to defend their territory. Soon, a third robin joins the fight. These small scrimmages can continue for days until a winner is decided. This male watches over his territory with his beak open, showing that he will fight anyone who challenges him. This robin is demonstrating one of the fascinating features of birds. They are capable of keeping their head completely still even while the rest of their body is moving. All animals can see best when their eyes are not moving. Humans and many other animals handle this with their eyes by moving the eyes in the opposite direction whenever the head moves. But birds cannot move their eyes very much, so instead, to keep their eyes still while the body moves, birds keep their entire head still in order to have a stable image of whatever they're looking at. Don't mistake this feathered friend for a bluebird. While he is most definitely blue, this large bird is called a Woodhouse's scrub jay. Scrub jays eat mainly insects, seeds, and nuts, but also fruit and even small animals. Scrub jays are named after their preferred habitat, dense scrub forest. Despite being blue, they can all but disappear into the undergrowth. Scrub jays are most easily found by following their harsh call, which they make with a bow. I hope you've enjoyed learning more about the amazing birds that share our human environment. Their presence makes life richer for us and gives us the opportunity to care for the wildlife around us. Watch and listen for yourself, and see how many of these feathered friends are your neighbors.